Who else is watching?
All right.
Hello!
We are live.
Hello.
Hello, gentle viewers.
Viewers.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Stalking Thunder.
Human people playing Dungeons and Dragons, as presented by Mad Vagabond.
Hi.
Playing Stalking Thunder.
With a human DM mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. Okay, so last session, the party found themselves within a camping area with a group of dwarves who just showed up at the end of a Yeti fight. You then managed to have some reasonably fruitful conversations with said dwarves. You didn't.
No, I'm not allowed to.
No. Whilst that was happening, Tick went off to find
names.
Toto. Or Otto, as the case may be. Initially didn't find him, but did find a tower. Upon the dwarves leaving Yol the next morning, you headed back into the forest.
I found him in the tower.
Oh, you
He
should
sent
be
me
in the
away.
tower.
Yeah.
That's right. In the tower with a giant.
Yeah, with the sexy lady giant.
Yeah, not so sexy,
Or
just
the crying lady giant.
yeah, with domestic violence issues.
Yeah.
Perpetrator of domestic violence.
Not a woke section of the book.
No, not woke at all, wizards. Anyway, we'll just leave that one alone, I think.
Yeah. Moving on.
So the next day, you return to the tower with the rest of the party. Then, sourcing Otto, you've learnt about how this giant had her husband taken from her by the hill giant's chieftain. Chieftain. It's non-gender specific.
If it's fine.
Yeah. Who then asked you guys if you wish to help her. She could lead you to the hill giant chief's place, stronghold, which you fast declined.
We gave her our horse and cart, though, so she could pay tribute.
This is true.
Frozen horsicles are a delicacy amongst the heel giants.
Yep.
Learned. Horse cubes.
After she left to gather said horse and carts and so on, I think she left before you guys.
Yeah.
You had a bit of a conversation about, Otto, don't run away again.
Like you'll listen.
Yeah, don't think you're talking.
The hill giant was called Moog.
Moog, that is right. Yeah, I don't want to do that versus against mine. You then manage to all roll terribly on your survival checks, and you're all soundly lost.
Hey, well, we're doing well for the rest of
Yeah.
it. It had to happen eventually.
Yep. So, you find yourselves all near a half-ruined tower, which was originally a dwarven signal tower, which has fallen down and started to collapse over the years. You're in the forest. It's a fir pine forest. It's been heavily snowing all night. The snow is now stopped, so you can see your tracks around you. It has covered your tracks that you made coming in, though. It is now blue skies. There is still a fierce wind blowing, though. Snow is approximately 1 Otto in depth. So it comes about nearly up to your waists. A little bit less for Athesto. Just slightly taller than everybody else. But aside from that, you're
Just walking on the snow,
Yes, thanks, Legolas.
doing my elfiness.
All the goals.
Well, it's more of a monk thing than an elf thing, I think, at this point.
Yeah, you just happen to be both.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
happen to be able to do it two ways.
Yeah, that's racist.
We should probably.
Take half it.
Does anyone know the way back to the other ruins? Because I think from the other ruins, I know which direction we need to go. Which way did the giant go? Because we pointed them in the way of the old ruins. So if we followed their tracks, because their fresh tracks are still about.
Maybe rather deep.
Just trying to bullshit.
Following the hill giant.
No, I'm asking for advice.
That way.
That doesn't seem right. It came from that way. Or was it that way?
Don't know. Actually, I do know.
Yeah.
You don't.
Sorry, I should be referring to the other characters. Does anyone know which way to go? You know what amazes me is that I found this place in the dark and then found it the next morning really easily, and now I don't know which way to go back.
You rolled really well, Survive.
That's the thing about finding it, like,
Yeah, I was
in the
rolling
dark, I
really
guess,
well
like-
that night.
That crow hit did more to you than.
Yeah, that backflip off the tower.
Yeah, you beat me cast.
I mean, if we want to try again later on, I've got guidance to make sure that someone does at least something.
Can't you just go? Oh no, I'm thinking of what's the pointing hand one from Unearthed anyway. That's meta.
Don't have that one.
Well,
There we go.
Alice, Thesto, you're strategically minded.
I mean, no direction.
God, that's the wind is getting very loud.
That's better. Thank you, Wind.
I am God!
Really?
Got here.
Rock all your. Athesto, can you climb up the trees and have a look where we are?
So we want to save that for later.
I look to my wings that I still have, and
Oh yeah, you've already used them.
up a bit.
Oh yeah, we're not saving them for later.
No, because I popped them because I
Yeah,
thought that
no.
Otto was in danger.
Yeah, no, I just remembered.
Yep. I still need to roll the d12 to see how long it's going to be before they come back.
Do that.
I like to think I have a vague idea of where we need to go because I should have a vague idea of how I approach the tower.
Hours.
Well, that's good.
Good to know.
I saw the one there and I was like, yes! And then I realised it was 0
Yeah.
after it. I was like, oh fuck.
I found it.
I'm hoping that we're more than 10 hours away.
Stay put.
Mm.
Cool.
That's one rest.
Can I see?
So as you fly up, you can see. How far do you fly up?
How high are the trees?
I'm
I'm assuming they're relatively large.
yeah, 20 odd foot high.
20 foot?
That's 30 more. They're about 10, 15 metres.
30 foot is like
30 to 35.
yeah, I'll
40
go
foot.
50.
30 minutes. Is, 10.
I'll go 50 feet up then.
No, oh, wait.
Yep. Yeah, I'll have to get above that count.
Yeah.
You can see the forest stretching out to the. You can also see where the sun's going. Heading from the south all the way across to the east. To the north, you can see snow heading off up into the mountains. In the general direction, you know you are heading northwest.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in that kind of direction.
Cool. I come back down, making sure that I stay facing in the direction that we're meant to be going. Land and go.
Well, kind of.
Who had bets on that way?
Is that way the camp way, or is that the way to the
That's the
gap way?
that's the northwest. That's northwest.
You'll be able to see the ruins from going
Yeah.
up that far. So.
Yeah, I can see the ruins from above the canopy there.
Because do we need to go back to the ruins or not?
I don't see why.
Well, if sort of looks.
Roll me perception.
Really?
No.
If Moog is raiding our leftovers, then we have no need. Yes, we have the wine, so we need.
10.
You can't tell exactly what it would have been, but the ruins from that vantage point, the further up you can actually see it spreads around quite a way. It looks like it actually would have been a tower, quite a high tower. So because you can see then more ruins spreading off this distance. So you kind of think it was one structure that's collapsed.
Yeah, and that's in the direction of northwest.
Yep.
Yeah. And yes, there are some ruins off in that direction. So there may have been a tower of some description.
Okay.
So I suggest we head towards that.
Jackwoods?
Yes.
Jackwoods?
Yes, I think so.
And away we go.
Otto, what do you think? Otto, what do you think?
Oh,
I
wait.
don't think
Yakwitz.
I did not realise that was there.
Yeah.
Oh, just as an FYI, where we are missing one person tonight.
Yeah, I think the empty
We have-
spot on the screen's kind of a giveaway.
It's very much a giveaway, but we have a substitute.
What I'll
apparently.
do is, the stick figure, the coloured
D6.
stick figure that I've done.
Yeah.
I'll make them so you can add them onto the overlay to
Yes,
replace anybody that's missing in the future.
Beautiful, I love it.
You can have a little stick figure of Otto sitting there.
Sitting in space.
Speaking of Otto, he's making quite a bit of a fuss over the fact that one, he's climbing, and there appears to be like a pool of snow melted around him. But also, look, I'm not going to be able to walk very fast through this snow. It's like to his eye height.
What do you mean? Can't walk very fast.
Well, I mean to get through.
You know you're short of stature. But
Yes, but I mean to get through the snow itself.
Well, that's not dignified, but I can always carry you if you like.
Well,
Or you could just follow me.
Wade through the trail that no blazes.
your body's easier.
Does he stay in the Athesto plan?
Yes.
It's
What was the
true.
plan again?
So,
Sorry.
Otto,
We spend the next
You're going-
15 minutes.
Re-explaining the plan.
we're going to get,
Wild
we're mostly going to get captured by the Yak folk. You and Valis are merchants. Me and Esvele are your servants / spiritual advisors / potentially slave, depending on if they understand the Eastern slave trade. Athesto is going to be invisible. He's going to follow us after we get captured. He's going to free us. We're going to infiltrate the giant lair, and then we're going to assassinate the giant duke to get the conch, to get to the giant court, to sort out the Storm King's thunder, and what's that name of the game where you say the title of the movie?
Everybody drink!
where
Roll credits.
the evil dragon may be manipulating the court.
Thank you for summing up the last few weeks.
You're welcome, viewers.
Yeah.
We got your back.
exposition.
How's that?
This is happening whilst walking.
I don't know. It needs exposition. So.
What is your marching order?
Well, I'm guessing. I'll say Valis will be in the middle somewhere. Not to be in the context.
I would probably be clearing a path through the snow at the front. Yeah.
I'd say Esvele bringing up the rear
Yeah. that's what I'm
with
thinking.
me and Otto not too far in front, I guess.
Alright, I guess.
1,
So,
2,
yeah.
3.
Yeah,
I think they're 3,
5,
5.
10 feet ahead of Valis, clearing a path.
Yep. How are you doing now?
Stomping the snow down to make sure it's nice and sturdy and flat
Mm-hmm.
for the boss to come through.
So I just got the image of.
I don't really have any tools to push things out of the way.
So how?
I got the image though. Sorry, of Legolas walking over the snow and like trying to stop
Trying to
stop it down.
No?
You're better, John.
Well,
So how are you stopping it? Describe to me your actions. Because remember, the snow's up to about there.
Well, compacting it wouldn't compact it all the way down.
Yeah, but you still got to do how. Like if
It's
you're.
probably more of a trudgy forward movement.
Yep.
Punch it. Punch the snow.
Cool.
I mean,
Mainly after that I'm good enough push walking through the snow.
As much as a elf with 9 strength is capable of being a snowplow.
Yep.
Occasionally I might kung fu punch the snow just to break it up.
Nice.
Little 1-inch kicks underneath the snow.
my pants are wet. And I don't mean that sexually for once.
You'd all be starting to get a little bit soggy. Especially you, kid. Because of how you're doing, snow would actually be starting to get into your boots.
Yeah, they're only shitty boots anyway, I think.
Yeah. So you'd be actually starting to really feel the cold.
How waterproof is my military outfit?
Not really.
Damn it! I knew I shouldn't have done the starlight substance.
Should have probably specified that.
What do you wear?
Me, I was wearing the cold weather gear
Yep.
that we picked up before heading north that last time.
Mhm. Yep, and as I you, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
A large black cloak thing basically covers me from head to toe. Or whatever.
Could both of you guys roll me a con save?
Probably not. I have 8 bike on. It's not like a good one.
I'm too far. How big is your
Oh.
aura?
10 foot.
Yeah, I said I was outside of that.
Yeah, you did.
7! As exhaustion, or is it frostbite?
Yes.
It was part of
It
it.
is bad.
Can I, what you get?
7.
Can I give him part of my roll?
No.
I got 30.
You lose. You lose the other part. You lose the part of your other ear.
My feet are stubs, can I still kick people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knobs.
Yeah, you have a level of exhaustion.
I can
And
I can
you're
keep
after about another. You've been going for about nearly an hour, pushing through.
Yeah.
It's taking a lot longer to get back because the snow. But after about you've realised pushing through that for the last half an hour your feet have been aching, like they've been cold, been aching doing this. Like your fingers are really cold.
Yeah.
And they've stopped hurting.
Where's the? Can I have one of those shovels? Or both of the shovels?
Yeah, you're not feeling your feet.
Because I can't feel my feet, and this is unsustainable. Just putting it out there.
Would you like to swap?
We need to maintain the illusion, but I also need to maintain my feet.
I think survival should trump the illusion.
You're getting towards them.
Is there a spare pair of boots that I could, and some socks? Maybe some plastic bags to put in between my socks?
I'm rifling through the stuff.
How many pair of shoes does I have? And can they fit me?
I mean, I've got a greater restoration that can get rid of the level of exhaustion.
Well, that's look, that might be good. I'm more concerned with frostbite at this particular juncture. I don't know why I'm speaking like this.
Well, I should just cast mass suggestion. Yeah.
No.
No!
Stop being cold.
It melts.
Either way, I need to stop being a snow plow, whatever.
Look,
I don't
have
have
a-
a plow, is it?
Have a break.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a cat kit.
Yeah. Well, I'll
don't
take-
have an easy.
I will take over from here, and you best rest up for when we need you
Okay, yes.
for the rooms.
Yeah. Need to dry my feet and get them warm though. Do you have? Can you do the
Continue on.
thing?
Energy for energy?
Yes, the thing you did last night.
Yes, I certainly
I enjoyed it.
Yes. Yeah, it's protection from energy, so that's an hour you are resistant to cold damage.
And I'm going to try and dry my feet as best I can.
Very
So how are you doing that? You're gonna
It is
put a
Uh,
fire or
Well, using the protection from energy, which stops
Yes.
cold damage, and then just probably actually what's in my pack? Do I have any spare cloths? Because I'd take off my socks and shoes.
what
and-
that does has spare clothing.
Yeah, well, I'd like, because I'll just wrap, if there weren't any footwear socks, I would just wrap them in some cloth. Maybe even, if there's anything in the people's supplies to do with keeping things waterproof, like freezing bag or something like that. Right. Put my feet back in the boots again, because I don't want to put on my other boots.
Otto sort of looks at Athesto. You've got my bag.
I will rifle through of his bag,
I
thinking,
don't know if I have anything.
thinking of things to wear, clothing.
He's got some traveling clothes.
He's got a blindfold. I'd use that.
Yeah.
Mine and
I wrap my feet in a blindfold and ball bearings.
That'll be comfortable.
He's got costumes as well. I'd use that. Whatever, like basically something because I don't have spare clothes on me.
Yep.
I'm just using something as spare clothes to wrap my feet in to get them dry.
Cool.
Before having to put the boots back on, and something silky or something that can keep out a bit of moisture.
So you stopping for rest to do this?
Yeah, I think so.
Just
Yeah.
hold.
So you got to the ruins by this stage with you can see as soon as you get into the ruins massive footprints heading off to the to the east.
Is this where we? So this is where we stayed the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the cart's gone.
Cart's gone, horse is gone. The Yeti isn't there, but you can see like a furrow of where Yeti possibly will have been dragged away.
While Kit's just drying, greeting. I'll just ask.
Cool.
Just for any incoming.
My ears are always, or 1.5 ears are always alert.
Yeah.
That is. 8.
No. You. In a way, the sunlight dazzling off the snow is actually really quite difficult to see off in the distance so much. Because everything is white and just reflecting that sunlight straight back up into your face. It's kind of being on the white beach. But sort of everything's shining. Anyway.
Yeah, sort of getting the glare.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
and
no,
then I notice a loose thread.
you don't appear to see anything.
Yeah.
It's no tracks. There's no real sounds. You hear birds in the distance. That sort of thing.
Yeah, well, just keeping an eye on it, but when we're ready to move.
Yeah.
Quickly now.
Yeah, well, after about an hour or so, your feet are now aching. They're sore, which is better than not feeling anything. You notice they were starting to go sort of a bluish purple colour.
Jenkins, I didn't get that far.
But now you're starting to feel them again.
Okay.
They're hurting. That's usually a good sign.
I don't want to complain.
Yeah.
But that's too out of character for me to complain. Well, I can feel my feet again, and they hurt quite a bit. I'm probably going to need to stop and properly. Maybe some magic might be in order, but we don't want to waste the good stuff.
Well, I have a fair bit of magic in my reserve, so I'm sure that sparing some to make sure that my Vampire doesn't lose his feet.
Well, we should have done when we were in that anti-magic area. So we should have left that area now, haven't we?
Well, you're in that.
Oh, we're still there.
Yeah, that's where
That's where we're resting.
Ah.
Yep.
That's where you're
Can I borrow that ring for a little bit, Otto?
But this,
Yeah, doesn't that make you really warm?
it's uncomfortably warm.
Well, can I just borrow it for a bit and I'll stand outside the magic area and get nice and warm, and that should warm my feet up.
No, it
You know?
works.
Yeah, let's give that a go.
Okay.
Put it on and I go outside the anti-magic area and
Nothing's really happening. Not yet. No.
it's one of those attunement things. I yell back to Otto.
I think so. Yes.
God! Sir, damn it! I don't think I've ever taken the Lords' names in vain. So, I head back and I give him his ring back. Well, it was worth a try.
It was all working here anyway.
No,
No. It's,
that's why I went outside of here.
I in my previous state before all this, a bit of warmth might have been helpful, but alas, things change.
I'm going to.
triggering yourself over there.
Incinerating.
I'm going to take my cold weather boots off
Mhm.
and put on my normal travelling boots. I'm assuming would be leather, so somewhat. They're going to be somewhat insulated, and give my.
You have spare boots.
Well, I brought along my travelling clothes, but
Okay.
these
Yeah.
they're not going to last me forever. But
Well, why don't I just take your other boots?
well, I think your feet are at this point in need of a bit more warmth than that.
Okay.
So I'll
Yeah.
give you my cold weather boots.
They're very big on you.
I use more of the costumes to pad them up.
You know, dragon feet.
Better than nothing.
I mean, if we'd been sitting here for a while, I probably would have tried to start a fire as well to warm up. I thought we'd on the road again.
It's up to you guys. How long you want to be there for?
Until Kit is ready.
So that you've been there probably about 20 minutes.
Yeah, then I would have started a fire. Tried. Well, it depends on how much, because I know finding wood last time was difficult, so it depends how
And
much
it's
wood was
still,
left there.
there's still leftovers from fire last night.
Yeah, so I would have relit that. That will stop it.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be biting my feet back up. I would have my shoes, my boots there, drying near the fire.
Yep.
And my feet not too close, because I know, well, Kit grew up on the road, so he would know not to chuck them straight in the fire, but to let them cook evenly.
Yep.
And just trying to get them dry, trying to get what he's wearing dry.
Cool.
Stuff.
Yep, it was mainly the inside of your boots and the bottom of the trousers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
From where you've been pretty down to the snow. Yeah, well look, give it another 20 minutes or so. You've warmed up. Your boots aren't dry, but they've dried out.
Yep.
Compared to what they were. Your pants and that have started to dry out a little bit, but I mean it's unless you take them off and hang them over the fire, they're not going to dry a lot more.
Right. That's not gonna. They're just gonna get wet again anyway, so they'll be
Yeah.
dry as they are.
Tuck them into the boots.
No, because I don't want them touching my skin if they're wet. Yeah.
Cool.
Once I feel comfortable with my growing up on the road, even if that was like 50 years ago, as a kid. Yeah. Once I feel the things are dry enough. All right. I think.
So it's another half an hour.
Yeah. I think
Been there
that's
10 hours.
that's good.
I think I'm hungry.
Does that count as a short rest? No, the rest's an hour, aren't they?
It's just on an hour.
Is that a short rest? then?
Yeah, I think it's a short rest.
I get a key point back. Yay!
There's an hour gone of the 10 that I have to wait for my wings to come back.
How
Now
convenient.
It's hourly 9.
It's now, about 11 a.m.
Fuck yeah, I have my
Alright.
wings back
Can
by
I-
10.
Can I have one of the
Got it, yeah.
shovels? Do we still have the shovels?
I believe the shovels were in the cart.
The shovels from when we were digging up giant burial mounds? Weren't they in the bag of holding? Or were they on the
If
airship?
they were,
Or were
then
they left on the airship?
They were the airships.
yeah, they
Oh.
were the airships. Unless, of course, Ben
No, he didn't.
also
Of all the
Pilfered
things you didn't hoard, why did
Well,
it have to be shovels?
I just thought they'd take up too much room in the bag. You know, they're long. The bag's only.
Always like to I mean, I suppose there's this. It's not much of a shovel, but Esvele produces a hammer. It's always
No, because of confiscations. You should probably give that to
yeah, so I should probably take that back.
true. Getting back.
Again.
Are there any of the remaining firewood, is there anything? Because you said it was planks and broken bits of
Yeah,
what looked like
rafters.
building.
Yeah.
Is there a nice shovel-looking surfboard?
What's up with you and surfboard?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is the thing that there's a tombstone.
There's a
It's just like
tombstone that is a
surfboard.
surfboard. Callum doesn't know about that.
Yeah.
He's playing a grave cleric who had to be famous for something, so he invented and was a champion surfer on a tombstone. And so he was a washed-up surfer dude past his prime. I love it.
1 foot in the grave.
Could you roll me a perception, an investigation, please?
You just wanted me to not have my perks.
Actually,
14.
Actually, I was going for perception. That's actually probably more accurate.
Perception is 21.
And then squad.
And
I mean, I could put my plate legs on and
15 for survival.
Cool. You find
I have an idea.
plank just about so wide, which is snapped along one side. So in a way, it's kind of like an oar shape. With that survival, you can sort of bind the end of it up a little bit for handles. Yeah,
I don't care so much. Like, I can scrape with the hands on either side as plank type stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of like plank's about that wide, but then one side would sort of come in like that, or split off.
It's just to aid in the digging or the pushing.
Yep.
Clearing, scraping more than anything, I suppose.
Cool.
Short of fashioning snow boots for my supreme masters.
I mean,
I do have cards that might help. Yes, so where is the... May I take a look at the bag that has our armor?
Yes. That would be the haversack, yeah.
At least we look like we've been attacked by something quite well, so that can be the cover story that we're all merchants and then we got attacked and now we're lost and we're trying to find our way back to civilization.
indeed, this has also gone through my mind. It does add a certain realism now with the dwarves before they were finding holes in the story, but I think I covered it up.
As I was going to pull her old shield of the backpack.
Yeah.
Could be a battle
Just
too.
not much help this is going to be. Hasn't been much help to me lately, but
There's a battle axe in there somewhere. That's mine.
I think this will be alright. Let's say that's more important than a piece of wood.
I mean, I don't really use this much anymore.
I think
I
I've
haven't used it for a while.
Yeah, but think of the stories that was involved with, and
Sitting in...
Can I borrow for a sec?
Yes.
Mark?
Why do
No,
I
no,
know?
no.
Why do I have a feeling I know exactly?
Straight on the ground.
Yeah.
Not sliding.
Yeah.
I think it's like lasso Athesto.
Yeah.
sits on the shield and just.
I knew it.
Otto slides down the hill about 150 metres. Sorry, I just had to see for work.
All right. You ready to move forward?
Can I please have the axe? I have a battle axe and a shield in there. And
Kind of shovel shaped.
So, after an hour or so of warming up, so you're taking the lead?
Yes.
Yep, and then who?
I thought I was in the lead.
I have a shovel.
All right.
Shovel.
Well, I'll be
Shovel knight.
helping behind, so I'll be next.
Rowing.
Yeah.
Yep. Then the
If
same.
need be, we can
Number
swap.
two.
Oh, we bring it.
Yep.
You're right next to me. You can-
I might actually. You know what? I'm actually going to get some rope, hand and end to Otto, and tie the other up around me so that I can just drag him along on the shield. Because I feel like.
loop it through the what is it? The braces.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's gonna look really weird when he has to make you invisible, and then he's just being pulled by an invisible clicker.
Just cut the
This
rope.
one's complaining.
Just cut the rope.
He's not going to
So
say
then
anything.
the rope will be
Yeah.
looped around something that's invisible.
Yeah, no, I'm saying cut the rope though.
Alright.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Um,
Yeah, all right. Otto, sorry, you
I
have to
just-
walk.
I don't know how
Totally.
observant yak folk or how intelligent yak folk are, but I feel like a rope that's floating is kind of a bit of a
Just
giveaway.
hold it. Just pull it with your arm, like just hold it, and then if you need, you drop it.
Why doesn't like can Esvele? Can you pull Otto? Would that be easier?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do that.
Esvele is a very clean.
Why if Esvele holds the ropes, but then you stand behind Esvele and then Otto's pulled behind you, then Otto's erasing your tracks. So there's no Dragonborn tracks with us when we get
That is
attacked.
quite brilliant, actually. Yes.
Good thinking. Well, you're on retainer.
Well, I'm an entertainer.
Yep. Do that.
Cool.
Yeah. Be dragging on along.
Yep. Otto sits quite happily there and starts rummaging through his pack and whatever else has got, just
I take that back.
watching.
Yours.
And
I take that. I take that away from him.
Otto's now sitting there going. Pulled along.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Well, you're playing the role well, Otto. I mean, you look like merchants.
He's getting a shopping list together. If you're watching, Ben,
Hi Ben, if you're watching.
Love you too,
we
Ben.
love you.
This is what happens when you're not here.
Anywho, we're traveling.
So, yeah, you spend about an hour or so there. You start heading which direction?
Direction we need to go.
The direction
Northwest.
Athesto told us to head.
Yep.
We're out of the tree line now, so we should be able to see the mountain range.
You can
Sure.
definitely see the mountain range in the distance. Yeah. Now, what I'm thinking we could do to move this journey along is I'm going to get you all to roll me in turn, starting with you fellas,
Yep.
a survival. On.
Oh, just wasted a 20.
I mean, it's better than we had last.
22 for survival.
Cool. Well, you know where you're going. That's a good start.
And then we'll go so con.
Yep.
27.
Cool. So after about 45 minutes or so, it's now getting around 12ish. Sun is high in the sky. You've been now digging for an hour or so. You don't have a level of exhaustion, but you are getting pretty over it.
Ah, I feel that's probably very apt.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm tired. It's not that I'm tired. I'm just over it.
And you're hungry.
Yeah.
I should have done my checks before we started.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I remember that.
You don't have your stone on, do you?
That just gives me a
Means you don't have to eat, does it? Yeah.
food and drink.
Mine's the one that means I'm going to have to sleep or rest.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep.
Yeah.
It means what you have.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd be very much like I think hunger? Is that I haven't felt it in a while. I think who wants I'd just hand Kit the axe and go back towards Athesto. Can I have I need some nibbles.
A single ration.
Dried biscuits and hard
Like
dehydrated meat.
yeah,
Yeah,
just like
it's also slightly frozen because it's
oh
very tough.
You haven't chewed on anything for quite a while.
Yeah,
my gum's bleeding.
that's true. It's teeth.
Yes!
Oh god.
Oh
It's a point of damage. It's a point of damage.
spit the spit and blood in the stomach.
You sort of bitten into a biscuit and, it's done the great, jab up the side of your mouth. It's because you haven't chewed food for so long.
Consumed wine for probably the last God knows how long.
Yeah, your teeth are probably terrible.
I like to think that was probably brushing.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have given up on dead.
Rinses with a white wine at the end of the day
Yeah.
to prevent staining.
The vodka.
Yeah. It's a mouthwash.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, I
Can't
just-
do.
Someone else take over the front. Hungry.
I'll Yeah, you need to
Oh.
need to at least carry this, so I can use both hands on my shovel. I take the lead.
What if we get attacked?
Just
We're meant to be getting attacked. That's the plan.
I just point. I just motion to the to the glaive on my back.
Hinders a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. It's smoking and it sort of turns its back.
It twists on your back.
Yeah.
Kit takes the lead, and
Cool.
I won't be
They probably
shoveling.
make a
Like
good shovel.
I'm not trying to do it as much as I was doing it before. Like
Yep.
I'm looking tired, probably more tired than I am, but like onlookers would think I'm pretty exhausted by this stage.
Yeah.
I'll also be keeping an ear and an eye out like I normally do.
Yes.
My nonchalant alertness.
Con and Simone first then.
Survival is 16,
Mm-hmm.
and con is check. Does that do the disadvantage?
Yep, it's just management.
Yeah, it's ability. Yep. Are you back within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, I'd be behind you. But luckily,
So what's your plus give me?
4.
So 12 for con.
Effectively.
Yeah, you totally did. That could have been fun. Yeah, so after another hour. Oh, that would have been great. Your speed would have been halved.
Oh no!
You would have been.
You would have been like normal.
Putting the boots on would have made me normal. Without the boots, I'd be the same speed as Otto.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, technically, Otto's going 30 feet
Yeah.
around at the moment
Moving
because
my
he's,
speed.
he's just getting pulled. So you would actually technically be slower than Otto.
Yeah. You're pretty certain you're heading
Like
in the right
2.5
direction.
feet.
Because of how Val sort of pointed out on the way, you sort of followed the same sort of angle. You're now starting to get, again, it's been an hour of just digging snipe. You fucked. You're already exhausted, and now you're feeling even more exhausted.
Well,
Someone else want to have a turn at the front, or should we take a break?
I'm happy to take a turn.
well, maybe we could have just a quick, as I've heard from the foreign land, siesta. And then maybe, Esvele, you take the lead. I can pull the sled.
Are we out in the open
Yeah.
area now?
There's a few, it's mainly, you're in a large plain sort of area heading up towards the base of the hills. There's a few trees every now and then, and outcrops of rocks. It's basically a big open.
So is the snow consistently waist height?
Sometimes going down to about the knees, sometimes a bit higher, depending on dips
Yeah,
and troughs of the ground.
But I say an average.
Yeah, average is about waist height.
Yeah. Well, maybe is there just like a little cropping in terms of like, is there any sort of implement whether we like probably need to get out of just if we have a quick little hunt?
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
Oh, I mean anything sort of
Yep.
noticeable. 19.
A little bit further up ahead in the direction you're going, you can see. It looks like it's not constructed stone, but it's like a cracked boulder. A few large rocks that have come off at some point off the glaciers at the top of the mountains.
Sort of pointed out and say if we wish to have just a quick rest, regain our breath, maybe up ahead.
Alright, yep. Do you want to lead the way, Esvele?
Yes. Certainly shall.
Whee!
I'll pull the autos. Then.
I'll continue
So
being
I'll-
useless all the time.
Are you being alert?
Yeah, it's reasonably close, so I'll get you to. We'll do that after. You'll get there probably only in about 10 minutes.
Right.
So walking, you'll get there. And yeah, you find there's a few little shrubby bushes. When you get near the rocky outcrop, you do hear a noise of an animal disappearing off the opposite direction of which you're in.
Do I get
Okay,
an
from-
idea of the size of it from the noise?
Small. Yeah. Be probably something like a fox.
Well, at least there's life around here. Oh, there was some sort of small animal in the bushes.
Sort of like Valis like kind of gazes at you like half eater. hearing.
The bits that work are on the inside, not the bit at the top. So
Very well.
we're fine talking about treating me like the slave that I used to be, but don't mention the year.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, fuck off.
I mentioned it once, but I got away with it.
So yes, you get yourselves to this rocky outcropping. It's large enough. It's probably 12 foot high, about 15, 20 foot across. In pieces, but it's enough to give you shelter from the wind, which might come from the west.
As we approach and we're sort of in the area, like past the light to see if it's in this area.
It definitely does.
Okay.
Yep. You like.
Relay that as well. Doesn't look like this area is protected like the last rocky area we were in was. Sort of waving
This is just a rocky area. It's not a
When Esvele
area.
Very
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that went there.
Are we planning on staying here for any considerable amount of time?
I
Or
think we all need to. Well, some of us need to
have a bit of a rest?
and
Yes.
recuperate.
I'm going to reach into Otto's bag of holding and take out his torch, and also the torch from my own bag. Put them on the ground, and if anyone else has got any, we could use these to light a fire.
Clever.
There's like 10 of them in my bag.
Yeah.
Burn them all on the fire.
Well, why don't we
Like
just
eight.
stick them in the snow and light them so they're a little fire above the snow.
I have incense if that counts.
Give-
Priest's packs.
Give me a headache.
Nice smelling.
Yeah, I'll put them all like
It's pretty.
together, like touching sort of thing, so it gets a
Maybe just
bigger.
a couple of them, not all of them.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
Keep
So, like,
some
three.
for keep some for if need
I
be.
specifically use Otto's though.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
since it's got one. It only just says torch.
Nah, because it's a generated
Priest's
one,
pack is so garbage.
it'll be the full 10.
Of the full 10.
Yeah.
Cool, I use 3 of Otto's torches.
No.
Dramatic.
I've got his bag.
If Esvele was going to use the incense, I was going to have a random encounter with a drum circle.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
A
Or a tie-dye group.
tie-dye group. For the Agfolk are now.
Hey man, we thought you got some good vibes going on over
I'll
here.
have some rations from my bag as well.
Well, make sure you mark the rations on.
I'll have to get my bag. Get
Oh.
from Athesto from my bag.
I've also got 10 candles if that's useful.
I mean, I have 100 arrows we could burn, but then I'm useless in a fight.
That just makes more.
Well,
Let's get some
no,
steak.
I mean-
Not useless.
Only if you get more frostbite, but
I don't really want to burn my blinding arrows.
Yeah, I know.
Otto's got a portable ram.
does Otto have a portable ram?
Fishing tackle.
What's
Put one of us to you.
for someone else to use?
Yeah.
It was possibly a present. Cool. So what are you doing for your rest, and how long are you resting for?
Well, it's not a long rest. I mean, it's just a quick breather.
Yep.
And
Have a morning tea.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's
about 1 in the afternoon.
It's brunch.
Yeah, brunch, there you go.
the brunch can go great.
Cool. If you're all rationing, then mark your rations up.
And mimosas. Because we have brunch, isn't it?
You got the wine for it.
I'm going to use one of my torches. Just to sort of like, dry my shoes and stuff on.
Yeah.
How are my travelling shoes holding up?
Yours?
Yeah. Well, I had the leather ones.
Yeah, reasonably well. Your feet are cold, but the rest of you's cold.
They're
but
just
not,
a little bit more cold.
yeah, it's not unbearable, but
yeah, yeah. That's good.
It's raining outside.
March, the rains are here.
sorry viewers, I couldn't work out whether that was the sound effects or reality.
Jeez, peasant.
Story of my life, for a reason. What's the fantasy? What's the
I have my leather boots on.
Yes. Ah, yes. You,
They're very-
you did roll me a concept before.
Yeah.
And you've also changed the way you're knocking back the snow. That's becomes a problem. So yeah, what, an hour spending there?
Yeah,
I'd say an hour.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Hours you short rest, give you time to eat.
How long have we been travelling for now?
You can burn
I might get another
It's an hour
people
with
with that.
that. So you should have about 6 hours left on that recharge.
Yeah, you do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually,
Exactly.
Actually, might
I know numbers.
do some healing.
Kind of.
That's fine.
If it does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Since they're there. And I forgot that I'd taken damage. Yeah, that was it.
Cool. So yeah, after an hour, the wind is starting to pick up, and Kit, you'd notice from the west, clouds are starting to roll back over again.
Another storm coming.
Yep.
I think there's another storm coming in. Should probably. We're still pretty open here, isn't it? Is there more trees coming up soon, or anything?
There's trees around the base of the mountain range.
How far off?
Probably
Estimate.
3 hours.
How far off do I estimate the storm?
Is that with us digging?
That's the speed for digging. It's about 3 hours the pace you're going.
I'm gonna reach into the bag and take out the axe again, and I'm gonna join Esvele at the front. And go. Reach into the mountains.
You're on.
Burn a rage or
Yes.
two.
Yeah, right. All about it.
Just punch yourself every round to keep it going.
I'm attacking the snow. It's fine. I'm doing damage to Mother Nature
Roll attack every
with a battle axe.
As far as I'm concerned, the snow is the enemy because it's hurt our friend.
Yeah, that's fair. Don't be coy with it.
We've got the storm's probably a couple of hours away, and it's going to take us. Let's
That's all for
kick the pace up.
Just gonna.
Come on, Otto.
Survival and con saves. Both of you guys. Survival
I'm
first.
guidance myself, and do you require guidance?
I-
Should your guys roll.
I'm hoping I'll be fine, but.
Anyway.
So survival. Ooh, that's not good.
And you
Con.
guys are probably too far ahead of me.
It's even worse.
17 for the survival.
Yep.
And on 13 for con save.
Cool. And what's your guidance for Rex? Athesto?
No, I didn't get any guidance. You
You
got
sure?
No, I think you gave yourself guidance. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
for my roll, but I can give it to you.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's a 2.
Awesome. So my survival is now 4. And my con. This is a saving throw, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. That makes it a 9 because I rolled a 1.
You got a 1, it's plus 8. I got a 10, I got 13.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and then I rolled a 1.
I really need to start being within 10 feet of everyone at all times.
Yeah.
I would like to think though.
Everyone's personal space.
I would like to think though that because of the way that we are shoveling at the moment, it's just. And I'm keeping myself warm.
Yeah, you definitely, courtesy of Esvele, you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, thank you, Esvele.
However, your travelling boots are no longer really doing the best job of keeping the snow and the cold out.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that potentially at the rate we're moving, we're probably turning it more into.
It's getting quite slushy, and it's also
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same problem with kids now. It's because you're at the front shoveling out like that, it's falling down the front of your trousers, getting down into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
boots.
When I get back to Yata, I'm going to go visit that guy that was selling his cold weather gear and tell him these boots are not up to stuff.
I just had a thought of like in the race.
But you're wearing his cold weather boots.
Yeah, you're
Have
coming
you got
back
dry
mine.
mine enough to put on?
No, you're still wearing it. Bethesda's.
Oh, I thought I'd dried mine enough to
Oh,
put
you,
back on.
no, you didn't
When I
tell
was
me
sitting
you
at the
changed.
fire.
You said you were drying them, but I didn't know you changed boots.
Oh, if they were dry enough, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
They're still
Putting back on.
me dry.
Oh,
Takes a long time.
I'm good. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna just push through it.
You do have a little bit of exhaustion.
That's fine.
I just
I can cure that.
I just had like
And
a
you
image
don't.
of,
You still have yours as well, right?
like
Yeah.
Esvele
It'd be both my
isn't
third level slots.
shoveling
but
as
it's better than
fast, but
using being
it's shoveling very
advantage to everything useful.
consistently in the right direction, and then Athesto's just like and going.
Yeah.
Oh no, I am not.
You see me shoveling like in a certain area, and you're like, "Oh, I've gone off track," and you go to move back over, and by the time you look again, you've gone past me and you've just overshot. So I'm going up here, and you're just
Yeah.
I'm doing twice the distance,
yeah.
and yet I'm still losing the race.
That's exactly.
Your feet and back of your ankles are really starting to ache. A lot. From the cold. Cool, so this was about an hour or so. The storm is approaching. You can hear the cracks of lightning every now and then.
We're making good time.
You're probably about a little under halfway.
Not that I can really do much about it.
So, do you guys keep going?
We're out in the open.
Or are you swapping lead? Who's got on it?
Sorry, I just missed that.
Oh, you're trying to
Just left it back again.
Valis, do you wanna switch out with Athesto?
Very well.
I'm fine.
No,
You don't.
why not?
How sold on you to keep going?
It scales to see how frostbitten they are. Felt like a dragonborn people.
If only you were a white or a silver dragon, you'd be fine.
Yeah,
You'd just be chugging through this like
went
a
with bronze.
yeah.
Good
Lightning
thing
sport.
we're fighting a big blue dragon.
Yeah,
In some ways, yeah. Realistically.
funnily enough, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. Take a seat, big fella. Sort of.
Before we continue, as Artemis approaches you, do the pair of you want me to? Oh, you've still got your level of resources, right? Yeah.
You know they're looking tight, but you don't really know the full extent of it.
Yeah.
I'm okay. We can keep going.
We'll get to that. We'll get there.
Right.
We've
Maybe
got to get
later. We'll check in later. Let's stay
Okay.
up for now.
push for now. Get out of the store.
Yes. Agreed.
You can fuss over them later.
So
Shall
you're
we?
you're now as well?
I believe so. Yes.
Cool. So yeah, you're still at least an hour and a half away. Storm's about an hour away.
Checks again.
On survival first, then fine.
Slap a guidance on
The dice gods are hating me.
guidance
Aye.
myself.
You'll get a +4 to con.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's a
okay.
con save.
So the guidance is, so for survival it's 22.
Did I get a guidance?
Yes, so it's
Do
next
you want
one.
me to just roll?
Great.
Get in there. Yeah. Okay. Wait.
Oh, it's the saving throw. The exhaustion doesn't give you disadvantage.
It's
19 on
That comes
survival.
later.
And
That's not where you're going.
we'll get a +4.
Get a +4 and your
Okay.
con save.
Well, that's 22, 25.
24.
Cool. Yeah, you got it fine. You're just powering through.
I'm doing better than I was before.
Yeah.
Rogue.
It's almost like you've been second wind. You're just
Yeah.
going for it.
That dried meat and hardtack bicky sort of mean something.
As you're
It's like wheat bix and jerky.
As you're going, the ground's starting to incline up towards where the mountains are, and where that tree line is, so that the snow is actually getting a little bit shallower the further you go through. However, by this stage, you're still probably about half an hour away from the tree line, and the storm has hit. You've seen it coming across, and you've been digging as fast as you can, but now basically the full blast is coming at you from the side.
So how like torrent is it?
It's basically horizontal snow coming at you. It's come completely over black and white.
Keep together.
Yeah, at this point, I think I'm just going to pick Otto and the shield up. Shield goes back in the backpack, Otto goes over my shoulder.
Yep.
No.
Regardless of how he's
I'm going to
Get the shield back out. Use it as cover.
the rope that was being used. I'm going to tie that to the backs of these two's belts,
Yep.
and then get you and Otto and me to hold on to them. Rope, so it's a loop around to those.
Yep.
So those two are tied
Yeah.
together, essentially about 50 foot of length.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we're holding on to the rope.
I'll have
Get.
hold on to the rope,
So
grabbing the shield out again.
We've
Actually,
got plenty of anchors with 3 people being at least 18 strength, so yeah.
get the get my spare shield out and use it for cover.
And I'll try and keep these guys covered as well.
yeah.
Yep.
I'll have
I'll go Stormwood side
yeah.
and try and
I'll
keep the
have-
diggers.
Yeah, I'll have
Although-
Otto over my shoulder
I'll
and
be
then
digging.
holding up the shield to as well shield us as much as humanly possible.
Nice.
Esvele pulls a scarf up over her face,
Yep.
so it's pretty much just her eyes that are
Yeah,
exposed.
by
and
the side.
the hood pulled over, so
Yeah, the snow's hitting the side of your face. I don't know if you know what it's like. Snow starts getting in the corner of your eyes. Your eyes are watering, which is starting to freeze as it's going down in front of your face as well. I think my beard's frozen. That's fine.
You know how cold Kit's head is because he's never experienced the snow with a shaved head before.
Yeah.
oh my god.
He only shaved his head like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my god.
Could you guys both roll me survival again, please? Disadvantage this
I
time.
really need to start casting Fine Steed or
Do we need a guidance you again?
We could have kept the
Great.
cart.
yeah.
Do we need guidance you again?
Yeah, sure.
I could have animated the horse that was still in one piece.
Yeah.
The zombie horse and ghost horse playing car.
Yeah.
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah. We're just a simple group of.
Oh no, that one's
Oh,
got 17.
hello.
3.
There's a lovely. Oh, I've rolled pretty poorly. Come on, baby. Oh. Okay, so survival wise is a 5.
I got a 9.
Oh yeah!
We're fucked! And then.
Disadvantage on the comfort.
No, it's just about.
No, it's the survival. Okay,
Right.
Well, I just wasted another 18. Quick save.
Cool. We lost those. No doubt.
So, as you're both playing with battle axe and with pointed stick, digging through the snow.
I imagine that
Um,
I'm cast mending on it incrementally to make sure that it doesn't fall
Yeah,
apart.
The snow's been sort of getting lower and lower to about knee height. It's just digging through. As you go through, your front feet, both of you slip and start sliding down what you didn't realise was a creek bed
Fuck!
because it's now covered in snow. You guys make me strength saves.
Oh, what?
Hell yeah!
Opposed to these guys.
So
You guys do a strength check, you guys do a strength check.
Would I be within his aura because I'm shielding them?
Ooh.
Yeah, would we be with the aura?
How far was the rope tied as well?
Well, it
It's
would
only
have been...
10 foot of.
Operate.
I thought it was a 50 foot rope.
Oh, sorry, we'd be 50
50
foot.
foot,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
So,
Yeah.
about 5 foot to tie, well, less, it'd only be a couple of feet to tie it to each of you, so it'd be like 45 feet of rope between the two of them. But
Yeah, between
I'd be
the two.
standing, I was trying to shield them, so I'd be near them.
Yep,
Yeah.
odds and ratings.
Odds.
Yep. It was more about how far.
Yeah,
they went before you
that's why I was
advanced
asking.
Plow the
So
axe
yes,
into the
yeah.
side of the.
I'm in the aura.
glad to have rolled low then. For my strength check.
So if
Strength
this
check or strength save?
so strength save from those two.
Strength
Strength
save and
from
checks from these two.
Okay, good.
Oh, save it's even better for me. I actually have a plus in save, I have a
You'll get a
negative in
plus.
check.
Yeah.
Oh, I do get a +4? Oh.
25!
Yeah.
Kid off!
No, you were actually way buffer than me right
For
now.
a 9 strength.
13 on my check.
Look at
Oh, good.
13.
that.
9.
Cool.
You
My
get
strength.
I beat both of you combined.
Yeah.
And
Otto.
oh, sorry, it was already a +4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't need to roll. It's all good. So what's that? A 17
Cool.
straight save because I rolled 4. So I have now successfully managed to roll a 1, a 2, and a 4,
Guess what happens when you get into combat?
all on different dice. They were all on different dice. You're all going in jail.
Gonna borrow some of mine.
As these
I've
guys
got some metal big ways.
slide down, the snow, in a way, they almost disappear. What appears to be just pure snow heading off, they hit and just start sliding down underneath, and snow just comes up covering them. You manage to plant your feet
Yeah,
and
I'm
hold back.
throwing myself back. Feet
You
out.
do the same thing, slipping just as you go to do it. You go down onto one side, and you're thinking it's more because your feet are so cold they just are not gripping.
Can I just?
Um,
I'm just gonna plow the shield.
Yep.
Into the snow.
then that's enough. Basically, you go down on one leg
Yeah, yeah,
and plow the shield in. It's enough to stop you.
yeah, yeah.
You guys.
I play the battle axe into the side, like
Yep.
within to try and stop.
Nah.
Yeah,
It-
Ow.
with
It sort of slides through the snow. The weight of you guys enough to carry it
Hey.
forward.
Same as us.
Fucking rude.
You don't walk around with 18 strength and weigh 10
Yeah.
kilo.
18 strength, 16 con. She's pretty beefy.
Yeah.
she's
She's built.
built.
Yeah.
She a brick house.
It's not enough to stop you fall. You only slide down. It's an incline, probably like not major. 30 degree. But it's enough. Basically, you slide down, hit the water at the bottom of the creek, which is frozen on the top, cracks underneath your legs when you hit it, and you're just splashed up with cold water, completely covered in snow.
Fuck!
May we have us
You hear,
Oh,
are you guys okay?
cold?
I'm gonna throw you.
It's still on you.
I know. I can't do it at the moment 'cause I'm holding a rope and holding onto a shield.
Stay put. We're coming. Sort of try and help Esvele out of the water too.
Are we submerged in the water at the moment?
You're probably just above your knees in ice cold water.
Is it like any further down, or are we touching the bottom?
You're touching the bottom of the creek bed.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Come on, perfect. Let's reach out to Valis to try and help him out. This is all for the good of
You freak out to begin with too because suddenly you're feeling rocks underneath you and everything's gone black because the snow covered your face.
yeah. Just
Bit of PTSD
rocks,
kicking in there.
darkness, just
Wishing you could flame out.
I mean, if I did that, it would just be black wings that no one would be affected by because of his aura.
Ideal in fear. It's not bread and butter.
I thought you were going to say it's your bitch.
But yeah, you're cold. You're scared.
Yeah, just tries to wipe the snow from her face as you can see. You're making rolls in case I do panic and like
Yeah, I'm going
So Valis has his own.
to. I think a wisdom save.
wisdom save. Would I get the benefit from his aura because I'm close to him? Yes.
It's 10 foot.
23
You have that.
from a 10.
No. We've got this. We've got this.
Valis, out of some pure sort of reaches for his wineskin and realizes that it's been punctured. Can I have a
Robbie wisdom save.
Yeah, can I have a wisdom save?
This is the one that freaks out.
Oh no, good 30.
Never mind.
You still panic a little bit.
Even on a nat 20.
As it's knocking snow from your face, you look back and you just see
The
like
D-
a
the-
trail of blood.
the
which
D
is actually
the
red
D-
wine.
Yeah, just sort of more like very exasperated. Just looks back up the hill to realize he has to get more wine.
Yeah, you guys are about 10 feet back.
I'm gonna
20
Yeah.
feet back.
I'm gonna start turning around, rope over shoulder, and start just trying to pull them back out.
Yep.
Because I'm not
And we'd
in.
be
You guys start
trying to pull ourselves
Feeling
back
that.
out too.
Yeah.
drag from behind you.
Do I still have the shovel that Kit made?
What'd you roll on your strength?
9 is my strength check.
No.
No.
No, you would. as you landed on the side, you slid down and you've lost a hand along the way. You probably explained it.
I went to a lot of effort to make that.
It may have broken on the way.
Make a new one. It's
That would be like the thing that they put up in the museum when we've saved the world. Like
Kit made a shovel.
the trouble they used when.
Well,
He also made a bow that he's killed a bunch of people with as well. But no, we'll put the shovel in the museum.
it'll be like the Virgin Wheels expedition. This is all that is left from the past.
I'm going to provide an anchor more than try and pull because
Yep.
I know my limits.
Yeah, I'll
Sort of
I don't reckon you make another strength save like that.
using the shield to, sort of anchor.
I imagine we'll be
He-
trying to help each other as well.
yes.
Like supporting each other and one takes a step forward and pulls the other one up
Yeah,
past.
and with the Athesto dragging at the same time.
Are we at the tree line? Or...
No. This was probably about 100 feet from the tree line.
Can we make out where the tree line is now?
You can see where the tree line was. You're pretty certain that's where it is. You can pick up the darker shadow patches ahead of you. So you know, compared to where everything else is, that was in that direction.
Fantastic.
You are now freezing.
Quickly, we have to get out of the storm.
Agreed. And just straight forward.
Into the creek.
No, forward as in the direction
Away
we
from
go.
We're just across the creek.
Oh, well, we gotta go across the creek. So
Oh damn it! I don't have smearing. Smearing?
It's kind of
Serious.
going parallel to the tree line.
I'm going to just monk over it.
You just walk straight over the snow.
Yeah, walk across. Just
Yep.
fuck this. I'm walking on the snow now.
Oh, that's cheating.
But I will take the rope with me, my piece of the rope, so I can help pull people.
Yep.
Or at least be the anchor.
Once you get up to the other side into the tree line, you feel the winds sort of settle down around you.
I want to sort of, even though I don't have an end of the rope, sort of try and do that loop it a bit around the tree, so there's a bit of tension on it for them
Yep.
coming.
Can we actually see
Give me a survival.
the river, or is it completely covered in snow?
You've seen where it's collapsed in on this side.
But it
It's
looks flat.
probably a 15-foot drop going down to the creek. But from the snow line's completely flat across.
They'd have to get closer to they'd have to get across the creek front.
I just want to see where you.
But yeah, it's 19. Otherwise, the creek. It's a creek.
Roll your
Okay,
survival. Or nature, actually. It's nature.
How long is the river? I mean, creek.
How many rows must a man walk in?
four.
Four?
Yes, four.
The creek is many wide.
Is a creek
It's natural.
You've basically gone there. You don't know how wide it is. You know you were caught in one part of it. You don't know whether it's like a riverbed.
Do either of you have anything that could potentially freeze the ice? Like make it a bit more solid?
No.
Not really, no.
No? Freeze the snow even, not freeze the ice, but...
Charles is now cranky up while
Probably more annoyed that he's just lost the wine and his nice suit's ruined.
Okay, no, the wine bottles were in the bag.
I just
And
like the
I'm
wine
mending
skin.
his wineskin.
Yeah, no, I just had this really bad thought of like the wine bottles being in a normal bag and the wine bottles actually freezing and shattering.
Are you all coming, or are you just going to stand around the
Oh,
creek?
I would have headed off after Kid if he had the rope and gone that way.
He's gone walking across the top of the snow.
Yeah.
Leaving no footprints.
I've gone fuck this and monking this shit up.
Exactly where you went in, he just walked straight across the top.
No one can see us. I don't need to maintain the illusion anymore.
Yeah, no, if the rope's got, like, if Kit's got the rope and headed off, like, I'm gonna follow Kit, because, yeah, he's making a beeline.
Yep, you start
Yeah.
to slip into the creek as you go. You
I'll
know
go-
you have to cross the creek to get where Kit is.
Yeah, I'm cold and it's shit.
Cool.
I feel like Otto would just
Roll me a
miss his
strength.
step.
Yeah, I could probably just find a way to
No,
teleport
he'd
across.
just stay on top of your shoulders. And make you do
No, I don't want him on top of my shoulders because I need as little weight as humanly possible.
it. It's a strength check.
You can always pass to me and I can just chuck you across.
Toss me. Dirty 20.
Cool. While you guys are working out what to do, you see Val's supposed to go and start walking straight through, water up to above his knees, snow above his head height, or you can just see just this figure disappearing into the snow, then back up the other side. This Val is completely covered in snow, wet, dripping water off him. It's just
Leaking
fucking walk. Did
wineskin.
exactly what Kit did, just did under.
That looks like a good plan.
It's now a Valis-shaped channel.
So we should have it at the same time. So it was just like,
Yeah.
I just see that happen and just fuck it. Protection from energy, cold. Follow the path that he went.
Yep. You feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It's on spell.
walk over to the side and sort of like push down on the snow.
It's pretty much powder snow.
So that is not gonna work.
right. I'm going to return to
I'm gonna-
Athesto.
You just walk over.
Strap this to your feet. Offer him the shield, and then you use the other shield on your other foot, and then you've got like snow boots.
That's great. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yep. Strap the shields to my feet. I'm snowbooting
And
this.
Kit walks away before the DM can do anything.
I'm doing this. Hell yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
I want you to start sliding backwards. You stand there. Like skis going backwards.
White, you would just see the mound of snow in front of you get taller and taller, and everything behind it just disappears. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of snow coming. Oh, I'm moving backwards.
Oh, you don't, do you have a tail or don't you?
No, I don't.
No, it doesn't.
Damn it. I was about to say that would make a good rubber.
Just,
How are you going to do this? Okay, explain to me what you're doing.
by like strapping them to my feet.
Yep, you now strap two
So
shields in your
Yep.
feet. Wasn't yours a big shield? Well, you had
It's
Yeah, have
shield.
yeah, what kind of shields
I
are
haven't-
these first?
Actually, they were standard shields.
yeah, mine's like a rounder shield.
I thought it was like a kite shield.
Yeah, I was imagining
Yep.
flight for both
Yeah.
of them, but
I mean, that's how I've always seen
Yep.
it.
If they're kite shields you're looking at.
Yeah, that the narrowing down.
Yeah, they're narrowing down.
yeah, but you're a big boy.
Yeah, you'd be able to stand on them.
Oh yeah. I'm just wondering, like, am I going to have to like cowboy walk this or?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do you have the other end of the string, or the rope, sorry, tied around you so we can just pull you across?
If they're a kite shield, not to be this guy. Wait, so if they're kite shields, they're like that, for example.
Yeah.
The straps are that way.
Mm.
So that means like if your feet go in.
Unless you
Yeah.
MacGyver it, bro.
Yeah.
That's the easy part. The walking's the difficult part.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, like the handles, are they handles like that or handles like that?
A bit like that.
I feel like
Like that?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, then in which case I'll have to strap it.
Which you put your foot like that and then tie a rope across it like that to there.
Yeah. I was just wondering if I could get like.
He would have explained this before he walked away.
Yeah, I was wondering how I would, if I'd be able to just like slide my feet in underneath the.
Probably slide a hand.
Come on, dice! Don't fuck me this
I
time.
love that I've set up that mayhem and then walked away.
Advantage on this.
Oh,
15.
Yeah, that's enough. You strap them in, and so yep. Not really comfortable. So what are you going to do from here? You're standing on one side of the bank. Everyone else is on the other. Otto's just gone up, missed his step across,
Yeah.
and he's lighting a fire.
Wait.
Why couldn't you?
Mark off a spell for Otto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone got a?
Oh,
Oh, thank you. It's 1 second level spell.
Yeah.
What down?
I want offensive
So-
weapon, Luke.
Oh,
I was about to write something down.
Without trying to take my feet off the ground too much, so like just sort of lifting it a little bit and then sliding it forward. I'm just gonna slowly make my way across.
Nice. You start, sort of half skiing yourself slowly across.
Yeah.
You start to go down once you hit the actual creek level, but you almost get like to an equilibrium point. It's not going any deeper. You can't seem to get up the other side though, because every time you take a step, it's just sliding back.
Oh, okay, so I've gotten to the other side.
No, you're in the middle of the creek. Back on top of the snow.
Yeah.
So you compacted it down as you've gone down, but you can't get back up the slope on the other side. You don't have ski poles. You're basically trying to slide. You're basically trying to walk uphill on roller skates.
I take out the glaive. I take out the glaive.
Daddy's not going to be happy with that.
I take out the glaive and start pushing myself with the glaive.
When the moon hits your eyes.
That's amore.
Cool.
The glaive becomes alive
The glaive
and
starts
strangles you.
tingling under your fingers. It feels really uncomfortable when you stick in the snow and start pulling yourself forward. Can you make me a charisma saving throw?
His skull gets eaten by the glaive.
Oh my god.
That's going to ruin our plan.
I'm just going
I'm
to
not
say,
concerned about the fact
I'm just
that
gonna
he's going
say-
to fucking die.
I'm just going to say, I've given you fair warning about the glaive. You know what it's capable of.
7.
Oh. We need a new Athesto.
As you slam the glaive into the ground, you feel this tingling coming up through your fingers. You hit it down again. You're looking at this, seeing him with your glaive, and then you see Athesto's eyes just roll back into his head as he falls backwards.
Shit!
Glaive straight back in your hands.
Oh,
I'll go after him because I've still got the protection.
And with that, we'll have a quick break.
Oh no!
I feel like it would be. I feel like it would be Dallas turning around to see that happen, and be like shit, and then the glaive just appears and shit.
Alright, everybody. We'll find out if I'm alive. I'll definitely come back.
Bye. And vampires don't sparkle. Hi.
Hello.
We are back. I am dead. I will now shut up.
We're not dead yet.
Yeah.
I'm not dead yet.
I think I might
Um,
go for a walk now.
So yes, Athesto cleverly just took Valus's glaive from his back, used it to prop him up in the snow, where he then eyes went into the back of your head and you fell back.
Okay, so I've got the visual right in my head. So I'm up near the tree line.
Yep.
Where are you two?
I'd be with you too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all basically at the tree line. Otto's behind you a little bit, like far.
For him to have the rope, we couldn't be at the tree line.
Yes. Yeah, you wouldn't quite be at the tree line. You'd be based on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw what happened to Athesto.
Or 3 if you sent that.
Okay.
I thought the storm was too.
You would have, if you were holding the rope, you just walked through. You've
Yeah.
gone through. You've turned back to see Athesto strapping the shields on.
Yeah, no, in my mind we couldn't see him. That's what.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You would have
you ran down, didn't you?
Yes, I will run down to attempt to save Athesto.
Mm-hmm. He's completely collapsed and cold to the touch.
Is he submerged in water? Because I'll fix that problem.
He's
first.
submerged in snow.
Okay. Well, I'll attempt to reef him out of the snow.
Yep. Strength roll.
Strength roll.
Strength check. Throw.
Okay, I haven't spaced out before.
You've just
I'm
got yanked
going to assume that I'm not thinking about that. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's more reactionary.
like, yeah. Oh, fuck me, sideways. That's not good.
like right.
That's 6.
That's a 6. Nah. You're pulling it. You're not really. You can't get enough purchase for yourself,
Yeah.
for your feet. They just try and pull you slipping.
So
Can I at least, like,
fence-
hold his torso up so he's not, like, fully submerged in the snow?
Yep.
Okay.
And he's just lifeless.
Yeah.
Not moving.
I'll just be yelling at him and be like, Athesto, wake up! What happened?
So in terms of my attunement sense, my glaive, what do I sense anything?
When the glaive comes back to your hand, crack. Like. Roll me an insight.
I'll save you.
Give it back.
Right. Not the time of making jokes. Friend's soul has been eaten by my dad.
I hate when that happens.
Then you just hate it when. Let's do this, baby. Okay. That's. I need to stop rolling this dice. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Nice. The glaive feels angry. Like it's crackling. You can feel energy crackling through it. You notice looking sort of out the corner of your eye at Valus that there's black tendrils of smoke coming off the glaive. You, in your head, hear a cacophony of voices, like there's 20 voices all talking at once. And you're hearing things like, it's not ours. Why was he holding it? He's not one of us. Get rid of it. Why do we even need it anymore? It's not part of us.
Oh, I've gone finally crazy. Okay. Right.
All different voices. It's almost like you're sitting in a room and there's 20 different talk radios all playing at the same time at different stations.
Everyone shut up! Which one of you took my friend? Where is he? Give him back.
Still a cacophony of noises. Roll me a wisdom save.
Yeah, 13. Wait, is that a 4? Right. Is that a 3? I think it's a 3. I'm going to say 3.
That's it.
Fucked up 3.
Oh no, it was an 8. There's the 3. It's 18. Alright.
Get readable dice.
I'm going to put that one aside. This one's more real.
You see nothing happen. However,
As in no change with the tentacles.
No change. No change with Valis. Nothing. Valis. As you're trying to talk, Vent Blasters come off serious. You disappear. You find yourself standing what can only be described as almost a void. Everything's black around you. You can't see anything, you can't feel anything, there's no breeze, there's no warmth, there's no cold, there's nothing. All you can sense is that you're bare feet and you can feel black sand under your feet.
Speak for the microphone.
Oh, am I naked?
Yeah. You can feel sand under your feet and you can hear voices all off in the distance arguing. Your first instinct, you're rattled, you don't know where you are. You can see what looks like a transparent version of Athesto laying on the ground beside you.
I check it immediately.
As soon as you touch it, you're back standing next to Kid.
No.
And the voices are quiet. What it felt like you were away for. It feels like you were there for hours.
Yeah. Sort of like. Ugh. Oh, good morning. Right. Where's Athesto?
Still in the creek.
Roll me a medicine.
I feel like Valis would be very like at this point. He's cold and
27.
Cool. As you're holding Athesto, who's been completely lifeless, cold, no moving, anything like that, you just start feeling his fingers moving and a faint twitching in his body. It's the first sign of any movement you've had, and he's starting to feel warmer to the touch.
Valis would be heading over.
I would like to place my hand up against his chest and cast spelling to see if that helps with any sort of recuperation.
Yep.
Because that technically stabilizes the dying creature,
Yep.
but as far as I can tell, something bad's happened. Doesn't look like he's taken any damage,
Cool.
so I'm going to just try and see if this at least brings him back somewhat.
Cool. Tell me how you cast it.
So yeah, I just
How's
put
it verbal semantics?
it is verbal and semantic, yes. So I put my hand up to his chest where his heart would be, and just, Athesto, if you die on me, I'll kick your fucking ass, and just
Yep.
almost like defibrillating type motion.
The twitching stops, but you feel his body come back to normal temperature. But he's not moving.
I just put this hand, because I'm holding him up here, I put this hand up to his face and just sort of shake him a bit. Not enough to like, ragdoll, but just like, a little bit and try and wake him up to see if anything happens.
Yeah.
And just, Athesto!
It's like he's in a really deep sleep.
I would like to attempt to pull him out of the snow again.
You're there as well.
I would shove Esvele out of the way and grab Athesto by his scruff and get right up in his face.
Esvele put a hand up to you.
Why did you touch it?
Esvele puts a hand up to you and very serious face on her look, and she says, "Stand back, Valis."
Valis is clearly angry and like shut.
Help me get him out of the snow first, and wait till he wakes up, then question. And she'll grab hold of Athesto and
Yank him out.
Yeah, roll me strength combined. You two.
Your strength combined.
21.
Yeah, that'd be enough. What are you doing, by the way?
Watching, keeping an ear out
Mm-hmm.
through the wind.
Oh, wait,
What's Otto doing?
You smell.
Otto's gone.
You smell food cooking.
Fuck you, Otto.
You might just try to warm your up afterwards.
Take your eyes off him for 2 seconds.
We're not stopping here. We've got to get to the tree line. We've got to find cover.
I know he's at the trailer.
That's like you said. The tree line was like 100
Yeah,
feet away
you
from
can't see. You can smell food cooking.
It's more like a sense of knowing that he's cooking food.
Yeah, I'm still holding the rope because it's tied to these two, so
Yeah.
it's slipped back out.
You definitely get him up.
Yeah.
And able to drag him back to where it's sitting.
We dragonborn him back.
Yeah.
Well, he just did get reincarnated.
Dragging him.
He's got reborn again.
Any more?
I've read that rates and scale of things.
Let's
And our heroes are all gone.
let's try and find some cover.
Yeah, we'll start. I guess we'll start just dragging Athesto under the arms,
Yep, you leave a Thesto-shaped hole in the ground as you drag him along.
and the feet are kind of just.
With the
The
fire
inside.
with the shield, so
Yeah, in massive furrows of snow. It's still
Would that
shields
be
in.
hindering our dragging?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine we'd stop at some point, take
Yeah.
the shields off,
Mm.
and then continue dragging.
Put a lot of drag on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've done. Yeah, but you do,
Out of your system.
you do make it to the tree line, where Otto is standing there. Is everyone alright?
You just only thing out of Esvele's mouth is just dwarven. It sounds very. It sounds like it's a lot of swearing. It's just
doesn't all dwarven sound like it's swearing.
true. Esvele doesn't say dwarven as much in dwarven unless she's talking to dwarves or she's swearing, and there's no dwarves around. So
Well, mate, ration soup.
How is
Careful,
how
that'll
is the
blister
cover?
somebody's ears.
just
Once you get into the tree
dead
line,
look from it.
Speaks to war.
once you get into the tree line, the wind is considerably less than what it was before. The snow's not coming in as hard because it's quite a dense pine fir, so it's stopping a lot of the wind from getting in. Otto's actually able to make a fire quite easily. There's lots of pine needles everywhere.
Mhm.
There's a slight drawback to that. But there's enough for you to settle in there with a fair bit of shelter for the time being.
That's ridiculous stuff.
All right, what happened?
I don't know. He must have touched the glade or something. I don't know.
How's that training with the glaive behaviour going?
Yes, fucking swimmingly.
You guys can keep.
Bye, stream.
Poor audience won't get to know what's going
I'll
on.
be back. I hope.
I'd imagine the training with the glaive and you is going quite well, but having the glaive be in anyone else's possession.
I've said how much of a dickhead my father is, and now
Athesto knows the danger. He should know that that glaive is not. It's picky about who wields it.
yes, I'm. Apologies.
No. Valis, you should need to apologise for that decision.
It's cold. I'm cold, and I think I'm hungry again.
I go
Hungry.
over to a Athesto. I reach into the bag. I pull out a bottle of wine.
I'm Valis, but thank you.
Hmm?
You said you go to a test.
Yeah, the wine's in his
I
bag.
have all the wine.
Smash it on the tree and lick it suck.
Alex.
With my lolly. We've been rewatching that.
But Thesto is still relying completely.
How do we get him back?
I think I got him back. Look, I went in some place void, sand, and voices everywhere, and look, there was a shadowy version of him, and I touched it, and I was here
When did this happen?
before. When we were at the before, when he disappeared.
So it was like an internal spiritual
Yes.
vision.
It felt like I was there for a lot longer than I'm guessing was out here.
You're just
I think-
standing there with a smoking tenderly glaive. Anyhow, can you go back there? Can you will yourself back there?
I mean, it's very uncharted territory for me, but I can try. Yes. Look, just give me a minute.
Internal spiritual journeys aren't really my thing.
They're
Where's
not,
the external one?
they're not mine either. Shit.
The monk that doesn't know the monkness of being a monk. I'm learning to meditate.
Learning.
Learning
How are you doing that?
I go over to the bag and I get out the armor as well. Start stripping off. Oh! Start donning on all the armor.
Yeah, you're freezing cold and wet still.
Oh, it's usually bigger than this. You've seen it. You've seen it before.
The armor. Yep. It looks the same size.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on all the armor and then
Just takes about 20 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
takes a long time.
Yeah.
Oh god. Sort of get near the fire with the glaive and sit down and start practicing. I don't know what's going to happen. If I don't come back, I'll start meditating and trying to get back in the glaive, like in the, I say,
Yep. In the glaive zone.
glaive zone. That's a good thing.
Through the scary door.
I'm scared.
As your...
Scared.
What's that? What are you two doing?
What sort of roll would I have to make to check what kind of effect this has, or what has afflicted the Thesto? Because Esvele was thinking it might be some sort of curse or some sort of negative.
What are you
effect.
thinking, Smuggler? Do you think it's a curse or a...
Esvele's got her suspicions. Maybe rolling a religion or an arcana check to determine maybe what this effect could be.
That's very good, probably no religion.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
It's also relating to Bal's glaive, which seems to have some very dark magic properties, otherworldly type things. Not really an arcana type deal.
No religion.
What is a 16 plus something? 16 plus 6, 22.
Cool. I'll come back to you.
I'd be making sure Athesto's near the fire and everyone's looked after,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Just making sure he's near the fire, not too close to the fire, try and keep him warm.
Cool. Otto will help you with that. And we feed him soup.
And let's just hold off on the soup.
Funnel.
So imagine if it's water that he's boiled like jerky in or something.
It's not even water. It was snow.
It's
Snow.
it's
Snow is beef jerky.
ham
and some
water.
wine.
And water.
Oh, it's like hot dog water.
Yeah.
Beef jerky.
And wine.
And wine.
Yeah.
Bit of wine for
And you glaze the pan first. And then, yeah.
It's chicken served in the water that it was defrosted in.
It looks so.
Oh, oh,
That, my friend, sounds like salmon.
oh. I do not wish to die.
They go together.
Yeah.
That's where the hot ham water comes from.
Esvele,
That's right.
you just have this sense that the Raven Queen has seen Athesto and sent him back.
So he's on his way back.
You think-
Technically.
It's taking the scenic route.
Hey man, the coastal drives are nice.
He's not dead, but he's not there.
Yeah.
He's
So happens to be mostly dead.
Almost.
So, to blame.
As you're fully enarmored and focusing on glaive and trying to get back into that place, with your eyes closed, you can see the glaive in front of you. Even when you open it, you can still see the black tendrils coming off. But when you close your eyes, the black tendrils are a lot more smoke coming off the glaive. Except for at the very end of the glaive, there seems to be this blue iridescent stream of smoke coming off, which has never been there.
Or try to.
It's sort of like it's just steam coming off the end of the glaive.
Mentally grab it? No. Explain it what I want to do. Is it like in my mind's eye? Is it something I feel I can?
It's almost like it's mist, you know, that you just
Yeah.
go through it. Roll me an investigation.
It's good. I'm pretty certain I've got a 0 to investigation, but it doesn't hurt to look at it. Oh baby, 19.
19. Nice.
It's good. I didn't roll low-key fire.
Yeah.
Taking all of my
Yeah.
all of my luck.
When your eyes closed, for a brief second you can see blood on the end of the glaive, and you know how whenever it gets blood, somewhat gets absorbed into it. It's not absorbing in; it's actually floating off blue tendril. But when you open your eyes, it's not there.
Is this after killing the abominable yeti?
Yep.
Is this something that I feel has awakened from that moment? Like
When you killed the yeti, it was all still black, and you saw the blood absorb into it.
I got the command word when we killed the yeti.
But you haven't. This blood isn't absorbing in, and it's like it's still there. Like it's like the glaive hasn't taken it.
Right. Alright. Who out of us here knows about magic more? Esvele, Otto, or Kit?
Give it a go.
Yeah, look at that.
His
Depends on the kind of magic, I suppose.
Do any of you see black tendrils or blue mist around the glade?
Still see the black tendrils.
you don't now.
I don't anymore, but I saw black tendrils when the whole incident went down.
Does visit.
Roll me an
Insight.
arm.
Our character. It is a 15.
Being your character.
I thought you got 7.
Which one?
That is no idea. It's one of those things that if you're not looking at it, you can kind of see something.
So it's like existing in your blind spot type
Yeah.
deal. I have an idea. Kit, can you make sure that Athesto stays warm?
Yeah.
I need to do something. And I'll stand up, wander over. How far away from the fire are you sitting, Alice? I want to know if I can sit in front of you.
Yeah, as in I'm not being.
Yeah. If I can sit in front of you and not set my house on fire.
Yeah.
Good. So she'll tuck her cloak around it. It's still soaking wet and very cold, but
Yep.
it's better than being in nothing, I think. And sits down in front of Ballas, and I'll put my hands up to the side of his head and bring his head close to mine and just. This works. And I'm going to try and meditate with him to see if I can sort of help him find something.
Full on Asphere.
My mind. My thoughts to you.
So
Kind of.
my mind went to Fastgate where
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Delvian
Yeah, pretty well.
part. What? Farscape's the best one.
Yeah.
Farscape is the best sci-fi show. Oh, fight people on that.
That game was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Think fun Star Trek, but anyway.
Let's not get into that.
That's for a whole another day.
Okay, so what are you aiming to do?
Almost trying to form some sort of, because I know that Athesto has seen the Raven Queen and she has seen him
Mhm.
and sort of seen him off and said, "Get the fuck out and go back. You don't belong here. Get out. Shoo." So maybe some sort of connection there from the Raven Queen to myself
Mhm.
to try and bridge that to Valis, so he can
Yeah, I'm going to try and picture
Find.
and say it, like I sort of say out loud, and I picture this as well. I try to pitch the glade zone
Yep.
with the sand. And sort of say to Esvele, was it black sand? Yeah. Black sand and the void. And voices. Voices everywhere. I found, I don't know, was it there still? Was it Gorbin? And yeah, I'm trying to picture it and project it?
Yep.
Mentally?
Both roll me a charisma, straight charisma roll.
That isn't kidding too.
Yep. Cool.
I have a 9 in that.
You're, as Valis is saying, you're starting to picture it in your mind, starting to see it. You're something actually do.
Bring up some of the characters that's what's going on since you're
Yeah.
not doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
For those viewing at home, they can see what we're rolling with.
Nice.
see as well as fucking see stupid stuff.
You start to feel cold from the inside out. It's not the cold that you're feeling from the start. You're starting to feel as weird as it might sound, coldness of the grave. Basically.
Is it a similar feeling I got last time I visited the Raven Place?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're starting to picture this, what he's describing in front of you.
Are we in the Raven Queen's
Roll me an insight.
Oh, I totally helped with that.
Are you or?
No.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna say.
don't think so.
I mean, it's a 24, so.
We died.
Yes and no.
Sounds like on the way out, sort of deal.
You think it's what you would assume the Raven's Queen realm would be, but it's not at the same time.
That's the car park.
It's like,
Ah, yes, good old purgatory. Well, I guess as Val's doing that, I'm gonna sort of talk/command my way to the glaive and say, "Ancestors, Father, you've taken my friend's soul. You do not have any right to take my soul.
He whispers.
Well, if you find it disrespectful, then give it back. We have no need for it. He's a very valiant and honourable warrior."
You again, it's still this cacophony of voices, but you hear one voice over the top. A voice you don't recognise, you haven't heard before. And it's speaking in a dialect you've really got to concentrate. You know it's common, but it's a very old version of common.
Oi, laddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright then.
You're what then?
Oh. Chaucer then.
Yeah.
Canterbury Tales.
Some of us want him gone, some of us want him kept. Brave warrior is good for us. But if you need him,
He serves a noble purpose.
does he keep our line alive?
Yes. He keeps me alive.
You start hearing the voices louder and shouting over the top of each other. You break out of it. Like, you don't know why. You're hearing all these voices shouting and it's getting really confused, like this raging argument going on. You just suddenly back out altogether. You
Like
have
I'm
no idea.
kicked out.
Yep. The glaive is rattling in your hands by this stage.
Sort of volume warning. Sort of Valis says, "Oh, enough! Yes. Look, I get it. He's a powerful soul, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. He's a strong individual, and I can see why you want to keep that strength within yourself, but we need him out here. He is vital to helping save not only my line, your line, but everyone's lines. He's a strength that I am beholden to. He has helped me, saved me plenty of times, and the goal he is seeking to accomplish, that will certainly save up."
As you're saying this, the voices are getting louder and louder and louder to the point where it's all just this roar of all these voices just yelling. There's one, almost like a battle cry at the same time. Give me a strength test with disadvantage.
Not hard. Use the butt stuff and read. Yep. It's a strength check.
Yep.
So 17.
17. You take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
It's the glaive, as you're holding it here, rips out of your hands, flying straight across and embedding into the side of Athesto. Athesto.
Can I try to intercept that if I'm watching from Athesto? Because
Yep.
I would probably. That's a missile, and I've got my monk shit.
You can certainly try.
What would that be?
I don't know. What's your arrow catching?
Well, that's a damage negating thing. So.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
isn't it? You roll the damage of the flying object.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deflect missiles is taking damage off that thing. So if it is going to damage him, then it probably
It will.
would work. Yeah, cool.
You want a euro?
D10 plus dex and stuff.
Actually, that's alright. It goes out there.
So I negate.
Where's your weapon at?
It's
As far as damage.
still got a D10 with the glaive.
I negate 24 points of damage. And if that reduces it to 0, I catch it. I can throw it back if I spend a kit.
Who are you throwing it at?
Like a meat.
It's trying to finish the job,
Don't run away.
and then I get sucked into the glaive.
God damn it!
I don't know any of the like.
We'll just have a party in there.
there.
We'll just have a party in the glade. We'll all go in there.
Everyone gets sucked in. I can just carry everyone in there.
What happens if you snap the glaive over your knee? Does that release everyone inside?
What if it's like a 1 to 5 balls? You know.
You snap it and it fucking explodes. Bring soul in there, it doesn't X amount of like necrotic.
Quickly saw a thing the other day, and a guy gave players a necklace that
Worrisome.
basically they had like resistance to all spells, like slash damage or direct damage, and then
How much did you save?
24 points of damage.
24. Cool. You take Athesto. You know what I've mentioned before.
Yep.
You feel that pain, and you suddenly eyes open as the glaive embeds. You now realise it's embedded into the side of you, exactly from before, and you take 6 points of necrotic damage.
That's right.
It was 30.
Yeah.
And that's what I was looking down. Rolled 3d10s, man. Wow.
Wolf. Naughty.
Mm. And yeah, you just eyes suddenly open. You guys both, all three of you, hear and see him just eyes open and gasping breath.
Look forward to
I'm-
glaive.
I'm gonna I get you both to hold. I just sort of place my hand on it and go, deserved that.
Nobody touch it.
My apologies. And then I'll just take it out myself before then holding it up to you to take from me. But I actually do like speaking directly to the glaive, say, that was disrespectful. I am sorry.
Can you three roll me perception?
Boy, can I?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, that was 2 ones. In the
15.
May I roll my disadvantage as I am immediately rushing over to make sure he's not going to bleed to death.
And you also go, do you have an exhaustion? No, you
No,
don't.
me and Athesto did.
Yeah.
So at disadvantage is a 9.
Yep.
So I'm run over. Yeah, fucking. Yeah, healing hands from my. Am I? Asthma. Thank you.
Cool. So as you've drawn the blade,
It's like
and held it across, Esvele's run over and started to heal you. You guys, you grabbed the blade, pulled it back. As you both looked at, there's no blood on the river. Like it's like none of Athesto's blood went onto this weapon in any way.
Well, didn't even eat it.
It's just eating faster.
Apparently I'm yummy.
There's blue tendrils aren't there anymore.
What? As I'm healing Athesto, just. You pull that again, Athesto. The glaive will be the least of your worries.
Note to everyone. Don't use the glaive as a walking stick.
Valis does fake with that, just like. Thessa, I was very ignorant. But I'd like to say you learned a lesson here today.
To be fair, I thought the worst I'd come out with it after using it like that would be a couple of cuts on my hands. Didn't know it could do that.
Did you meet my father?
I probably.
I hear you met someone else as well.
A lot of people, although not for very long.
I sort of do lean over to
Roughly.
Thessa. My family's complicated, yes.
Yes, and you have a long line. It was
Tell
about
us back.
it was about 50 or so. A rough estimate. Ugh.
Thinking to all the voices, I'm like,
I didn't realise that the armour as well was part of the family.
yes. It's an ensemble.
Yes, I can see that now. Although the crown would look better on you.
Otto, have some hot ham water for a good
Yes.
But Valis is gonna
Trying to kill me again.
ham water, not the chicken defrosting water.
but
Still makes me feel bad.
with the Festo on the ground, Valis is gonna come up with
Good to be back. I'm assuming, yeah, you were the one who came and got me.
right, at least.
Yes.
I don't know how successful I was.
Odd home that they have there.
You're telling me?
Yeah.
have to traverse that place. Oh, good. Regardless, this detour, let's definitely.
Yes.
I'm assuming. Did you heal me for those 6 points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Storm is well and truly setting in, but it is only about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm just gonna prop myself up against a tree.
I think with the consensus is probably that we're all very exhausted at this point. And I don't mean that in the sense that mechanically you guys have exhaustion. I mean, probably it's been quite an ordeal.
So what are your plans? Yeah.
Well, during the rest, I'd like to have a talk to Valis. Yeah, I'll just approach you at some point, sit down next to you, and just. So that place you described, saw it, the black sand thing. For a brief moment before I was very rudely let out the door.
It's a very polite way of putting it. But
It's similar to where my goddess lives. If you ever need assistance, maybe I might be able to provide some. In terms of the meditating that you do to learn more about your weapon and tame it more, it might be helpful to have somebody there that knows the terrain a little bit, even to some extent.
thank you. I think I quite like that. That's supports. Oh.
Just let me know when.
I think I need to have a talk to you all. And so Valis is gonna head over to. I'm guessing you guys are at the campfire.
You're pretty close around your phone.
Yeah, I'd be with my back to a tree between me and the wind, and
Yep.
in a meditative position with my eyes closed. Just basically how I've been for the last few days.
Yeah,
apart from when we're moving.
And Valis stands up and walks up. I'll grab hold of my pendant and just thank you for helping Athesto. And
As usual, we on enough.
And
she knows that she's hurt them.
Valis is gonna.
Which knows that she's hurt them.
I owe you all more of an explanation. Right.
Get the map.
Start rifling through the book.
Not even looking at it, you're just like,
Really? As soon as I took a sip?
Yeah.
That nearly went all over you.
I'm more concerned about that.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, what were you saying about?
for starters, my name is not Valis. My name is Ledrin Dervan Arbalist. I come from place unknown.
Yep.
Insert city here.
Down southwest. Yep.
Down southwest.
I do have that. You can talk.
My father was Lord Radan Darvin Arbalist, to which I'm sure you've all heard by now, was a cruel old tyrant. I don't know how much you've heard, but he is responsible for the conquering of many, many settlements and down here, southwest. To which caused a lot of angst in the area. Irregardless, the old coot was near his deathbed, and I decided to indeed stab him to death, but not for the reasons that you think, or that I present. My brother, Neldir, is currently ruling the said kingdom. Our plan was is for me to essentially take my father's place. I act as a common enemy to unite all the areas that are aligned with our kingdom, so they will follow my brother, therefore providing stability to the region, and again giving them a common enemy to pick. I don't want to be in this position, but I am. I still have a sister and a mother. With my brother. So, my quest is essentially to protect that which I love dearest by staying away. I love my brother, I love my sister, I love my mother very deeply. And the hardest thing about all this is I will never be able to see them again. I put on this front simply as a way to protect the people that live under our rule and protect them from, of course, stability of the country is important, but also the mission of killing the giants so that they don't run rampant and end families and people's lives. So I do what I can from afar to protect those I love, indirectly or not. So there, that is the truth about me.
So, still leaning against the tree, eyes closed the entire time that you've been saying this. Cracks a bit of a smile. I told you the crown would suit you better.
As much as I appreciate that, Athesto, I don't think I'll be wearing any crowns in my life. The only one that I dare wear is one of discontent. As I act the way I do to, of course, gain a reputation for myself. He'll hear it back home. If I go around crushing giants under my heel, what's more scary if I come back to town one day trying to seek the throne that my brother sits on? I have no intention of doing so. But again, the common enemy shall unite. That's the plan, at least. You know, one day I may have to enact an invasion of some sort, but I'll cross that bridge when I have.
Esvele stands up, walks over to where you are, sits down in front of you, and just leans into you. I'm assuming you're sitting as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. She just leans into you and just wraps her arms around you and hugs you. And while she's there, she says, Emily's a bitch. You should know. Mine left me at the door of an orphanage when I was old enough to breathe, so family's trouble, one way or another. Whether it's trouble that
Exclamation mark trouble.
God,
Do it.
it was
Do
me.
it. Type it in chat.
Oh no. Is there a thing?
We can
Yes,
keep
there
the
is.
score.
There's a thing.
It doesn't come up the count.
Did the
Trouble
count
has been
not work?
fed.
Nah, the count didn't.
Damn it.
The count didn't work.
Damn it.
Trouble has been said count times.
That's what I was told. That's what the thing told me how to do it. Must have done it wrong. Damn it.
Yeah, just as she's hugging you, she says, but that's what we're here for. And as far as I'm concerned, and she sits back, looking straight at you, she says, You're Valis, but you're one of us. Gestures everywhere. You may not be able to see that family, but with this, granted, our family activities include wandering into towns, getting attacked by giants, killing the giants, then leaving the town. Sometimes it's not a giant. Insert thing that is usually trying to kill us here. But you're still one of us. It's hard to talk about things that have affected you, have shaped who you are. Again, something I am so learning. No matter what the situation is, we'll all be here to help. One more. You know.
Thank you. Regardless, I am also going to still keep acting like a dick. It's part of the persona, so
Can we keep calling you Valis?
best, as Kid has been saying, keep up the roots.
As far as I'm concerned, you're Valis and you're Alfred.
To you, yes, but to everyone else, I'm going to play the part of a monster. So, take with that. Anyway, after all this, I think I need some wine.
You can all make me a comment though, too, by the way.
Sorry, I accidentally hit exclamation mark. I hit enter when I was in the middle of writing a command,
Ah,
and now the commands are random bullshit. I'll fix that. Yeah.
Do we all get the +4 still from Vanna?
Yeah, you're all completely.
Oh, you are.
If I am, it's 14.
That's a dirty 20.
I have to rewrite that whole thing on the fucking cabinet.
Oh, 30.
32.
32.
That's like your accumulated rolls tonight, and then some.
I just rolled a nat 20 on that.
Well, you managed to avoid your second level of exhaustion.
Awesome.
Sorry, 29.
A bit more, by the way.
Thank you.
After about half an hour or so after this conversation, storm's starting to dissipate. You see the winds calming down. You're seeing breaks in the clouds. You can see the sun starting to come out. You think, yeah, it's probably about 3:30 in the afternoon. Probably close to 4.
What do we want to do? Do we want to keep trekking forward? Or do we want to call an early camp? How far, like... So as in... We still had, like... a lot of distance to go till we reach the mountain?
The tree lines at the base of the mountain range.
Oh, okay.
You can all roll me survival.
Put our heads together, team.
I don't know what I was going to say.
Those Valentine's fucking. That's
9.
9.
8.
Hold on, we didn't roll for Otto.
Wait. By guidance it. Nah, it still throws it out.
What's that I roll?
I think guidance it's an 11.
Dirty 20.
Sorry.
I think we're all lost again.
It's had an ordeal.
As the storm starts to dissipate and the clouds are more sporadic, Otto manages to climb, sort of looking up through the trees, and you see him starting to scale up one of the pine trees nearby. And he's here to us. I can see it! I can see it!
It isn't very descriptive.
The mountain! The Iron Slag! The same as the map. The one with the jangly thing going up, and there's a... It's probably not a bird flying around it, is it? No! That's going back down the track.
I believe it was a women. That's what we described.
Yes, one of the woodworms.
Kit still hasn't been in where it was sitting.
It's probably about a mile north.
Right.
That's camp here.
Yes.
I second that.
It fits the ruse of the waylaid merchants looking for cover. We're camping on the edge of the forest.
Indeed. Suppose I should change.
You're all still and armoured. Yep.
Kit's doing his meditative pose, eyes closed, while he's speaking. Isn't it?
Well, I might actually just looking at the wet, sodden clothes.
Yeah.
Actually, I might stay in this a little bit longer. They might.
Yeah. I'm gonna take put those by the fire, and then wrap my feet with my travelling clothes.
While you're doing this, Otto's pitching his tent.
Right.
Not a euphemism.
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute tent. It's not a euphemism. And kitting himself inside and set up and blankets, so on and so forth.
Well, it fits the ruse.
Now, again, one thing we have to keep in mind is that Otto needs to be nearby Athesto, because Athesto needs to hide.
I'm sorry, just out of the tent. Right?
We're essentially just playing in a bridge, Otto. I feel like, yeah.
Looks that way. Yep.
Tent's actually a pretty good shot from the weather. Considering.
Not bad.
So what else would you guys like to do for the next few hours before your rest? So anything
Dry out clothes.
Yep.
How much of...
you require a more hefty fire than the little thing that Otto's got done. It's doable. You're in the middle of the pine forest.
I'm
Pine
gonna,
really well.
I'm gonna go find some, and I walk off.
You take a step.
Esvele, would you mind
No, but it's not
Yeah.
sizable.
Yeah.
fixing this?
Oh, of course. Spend however long it takes with mending to
Yeah.
repair the hole.
Yes.
Have I got a new scar
No.
where that went in?
Nothing. No mark.
It's me a soul, baby.
It was putting it back, really, but
Your feet though. You've noticed that a couple of scales have actually started to flake off. And you've taken your boots off. I'm not entirely sure how frostbite worked for a dragon, but
I, in the process of doing this, do I see... Are you going to take your boots off while I'm fixing
Yeah.
I suppose you're over a few hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
the boots are off. I put them out by the fire to try and dry them a bit.
Just, Athesto, do you mind sitting down for a second? And this is going to sound weird, but can I have your feet, please?
Okay.
And
I'm glad I left camp. It's getting
Bella,
fucking freaky.
Bella's kind of does this one. He's like,
and I will cast greater restoration.
What do you think?
Lincoln,
yeah, a little bit coming in.
Lincoln is like,
Yeah, greater restoration to see if it restores the frostbitten scales. 'Cause
Yeah.
if we're about to take a long rest, I might as well
They go all bronzy. Normal again.
they look better than the rest of me now.
They're getting pretty dark.
Yeah.
Just,
Turning into a black dragonborn.
pardon?
That fixes exhaustion as well.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It cures a bunch of shit. And I'm really glad.
It's the least level of exhaustion.
It's
Very
under a debilitating effect. You can reduce the target's exhaustion level by 1. Oh, or end one of the following effects on the target.
Okay, so I'd start the exhaustion.
Would the frostbite be a side effect of the exhaustion? Because everything else here is one effect that charmed or petrified the target, one curse, any reduction of a target's ability score, or one effect reducing the target's hit point maximum.
It's
That's
you
only
feel
for
that
probably effect.
Effect?
How does that
I
go?
think
Cole?
not
Effect
very
reducing the target's hit points maximum?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. So that'll be fixing that then.
Yeah, so you still like,
Exhaustion.
Worse.
Yeah,
That's all
but we get back up for a long rest. anyway,
Otherwise, it's
so,
fine, yeah.
if you
Mm.
get. You were gathering wood.
Yep.
Nature.
Not going too far, but just want to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's disadvantage. Should have just gone with the first one. Not wasted my 18.
Yeah.
Nature, I think that makes it a 4.
Well, you've managed to get wood,
I know what wood looks like.
but
That's
it's
about
wet.
the extent of it.
It's wet. It's not great. But it's fallen down bits of stick.
Yep.
Pretty waterlogged. Sort of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Makes the fire very smoky
I haven't got back yet.
when you get. What else you?
That's it. I'm listening and looking around, and
Yeah.
but I need some me time. particularly with what we're about to face and what I have to do.
You've heard various wildlife, birds and so on. It's not like some of the forests we've been into. It's been desolate. This is very much active. It's alive. It feels natural, normal. The amount of animals and everything out there. Nothing unusual. You haven't seen footprints or tracks, anything more than animal tracks that you would expect. Foxes, birds, squirrels around the place. Thank you.
Screw.
What about you guys? Anything else you want to tell us?
I know why I didn't summon Find Seed, because it would look something like that if we had like an ethereal horse just chilling about with us.
It was a shark last time.
Hated summon here.
I wasn't sure last time. Oh,
Great. Yeah.
The show.
slight diversion here, but did you guys see that the dragon mount creature thing has been added from Fizzbands has been added to Fine States?
Terms.
Anyway.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Valix is probably just a bit contemplative at the moment.
I'm gonna sit down across from Dallas, pull out a wine bottle as well, have a drink with him. Not saying anything.
Probably.
Not saying anything, but just having a drink.
Sort of when we got, just to break the moment a little bit in terms of Vallis will say, Besto, if you ever feel a pull from the glaive in any way, just let me know.
I will. Don't worry about that. I have no intention of going back there.
Go along with your other PTSD.
I've got PTSD, ticking noises and black sand.
Get hooked from Peter Pan. The ticking from the crocodile.
But just as it sort of appears, you know, with the bottle.
Yeah, just the bottles.
While this is happening, Otto is just reciting some.
Oh.
Yeah, in a way, more like epic tales that. It's just inspired being back out in the wilderness.
It's very unlike Otto.
He's using a bard ability that he never uses, okay? He's doing solemn rest.
Yeah.
Um,
I assumed you were using a bard ability that Otto never does.
Yeah. But enough for you guys to feel at peace. I think it's probably a good time to actually call it for tonight.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
I should probably get back to camp before we call it.
Yes. As you head into the camp, you're hearing Otto. You all get through your long rest without any event, so please give yourselves all a long rest.
How many nights has it been?
Would you have your wings back by now?
Yeah.
No. My camp.
After the other wings will be back by now.
It has been
Was
eight.
it-
It's been 8 days without my security blanket.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that I've got quick.
She's sitting into
I was going to say I've got quick.
That's why I wanted my alone time. Yeah. That's why I spent most of the time pretending to meditate, like whenever we have downtime.
Yep.
Everyone's meditating tonight.
I think you just probably noticed there's been no music like that.
There's been no music over the last 8 long rests. Where if anyone was up during the middle 2 watches, they would have generally heard me playing my instrument.
Yeah, well, Esvelle's usually like awake through the night because of the iron stuff, but now she just sleeps for most of it.
There's
So.
been no instrument since we left Yata.
You have an important question.
I do have that
Yeah.
little apps too, I think.
Let me put it this way: to dry out snow-soaked clothes in I know, like These are like when you're skiing, like snow-proof clothes. You have to put them in a like an actual heated room to dry overnight. So leaving clothes out in a cold environment like this over a fire, they will not.
The clothes themselves dry a fair bit because what you're wearing not as thick and as heavy as our snow gear now. It's more wool, cotton, cloth sort of materials.
Flannels.
Your boots are not really dried out. Like they're like my boots.
Yeah.
That leather boots don't dry out for ages, especially when it's cold.
My boots back yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, your boots aren't dried out. Your clothes are kind of dry.
can collect some rocks to put in the fire and then carefully put into my boots when they're cooled down a bit to dry out, heat up the inside
Sure.
of the boots.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Why not? It's a clever idea.
That's something I learned as a child on the road in the travelling circuits.
Yep.
Because we didn't stay at inns, we camped, and so if it rained overnight and your clothes were wet, you had to wear them the next day. So some hot rocks in your boots. That's how you do it.
With those,
That's how you do it on the road.
funny shaved head guys that keep showing up every now and then.
Yeah, the monks that aren't monks.
Yeah.
They're entertainers.
So in the morning, you wake to a crisp, blue sky morning again. Otto, you wake to see the tent empty. Heading outside, you see Otto descending from the tree. Yep, that's definitely it. Big, live thing,
So we should try and avoid that.
sort of village at the top. Like there's lights up there. About a mile. We get there in a couple of hours.
Perhaps a little longer if we try to avoid line of sight from women.
Yeah, good idea.
Take us a little longer, but at least it won't cost us an unnecessary engagement.
Well, I reckon that's the plan then. And with that, I think we'll call it off.
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Thank you, viewers.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you everyone
thank you.
who stopped by. Thank you everyone for
The crew of the
following.
Stormy Dragon
Yeah,
Tavern and the
Stormy Dragon
viewers of the
Tavern.
Stormy Dragon Tavern.
Yay.
Stopped by to say hello.
Absolute legends. Thank you guys. I'm just going to quickly throw the socials up again, just in case you want to follow on there. Did you have one for your social
Yeah,
stuff?
anti-social is still my...
Anti-social?
Yeah, do that one.
Um,
I'll
you
find
could
someone
also,
for the raid too.
you could also follow
Probably just Gray again.
Kit or Alad over here. So for any of our D&D streams and stuff like
Don't
that.
tell them my real name!
Will you?
Kit.
But yeah, if you're wanting to
Jesus, Jason.
I know what their real names, but...
if you want to follow either of us on Twitter or anything like that, odds are one of us will remember to post on Twitter. It's usually him.
Yeah, it is.
Giving
To
yourself.
alert you guys to
Before I forget to.
to when we're doing D&D again. Other than that, I'll usually be streaming every couple of nights or so, different games, that sort of thing. But the D&D stuff happens fortnightly, so it'll be a fortnight from now, Thursday. So, but apart from that, thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you have enjoyed the story, and
We'll
come
see you in 2 weeks' time.
come see if we die. For some of us again.
We'll probably next Thursday, me and Mad Vagabond will be doing probably another Divinity 2 Sins just to do some role playing stuff
Yeah, yeah.
in the off weeks. And we should probably see if we can bring back Monday for Outriders. I think I'm free Monday.
Yeah.
But there'll be more stuff on this channel, there'll be more stuff on my channel.
So yeah, come check
Yeah.
us out. We enjoy the company.
Stick around, we'll set up a raid, probably Grey Devil. Make
Grey
sure
Devil.
to make him hydrate. He loves to hydrate.
Yes.
I've run out
And,
of chat. No, he's got there's a 5-minute timer on it. But I've run out of channel points to it using it.
Cool. You guys set right off?
Yep, just give me two.
Centurion.
Making sure
I
I got
gotta
it
put all my
right.
stuff away.
Right, yep, so we're just going to be rating Grey Devil in a couple of seconds. But apart from that, thank you all for stopping by, and we'll catch you all next time.
Bye.
Stay out.